Welcome to this fall Equinox themed class. To celebrate the time of year when day and night share equal time and power, we will be flowing through a well-rounded sequence that lengthens and strengthens every part of our body to create balance and equilibrium to fly in core pose. See you on your mat.
Let's start off seated in child's pose. Bring your big toes to touch, spread your knees out wide, rest your forehead down onto your mat, and reach your fingers forward. You have the option of gazing to one side or the other. You can also reach your hands back towards your feet, or you can even draw your knees together, whatever feels most comfortable for you in this moment. Take deep cleansing breaths. Inhale through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Remember that child's pose is your resting pose. You can take it whenever you need a break and then rejoin whenever you're ready. This is your practice and no one else's. I am just your guide. Feel free to take any modifications that serve you today. Throughout practice, you also have the option of using the victorious breath technique, Ujjayi pranayama, to help build energy and heat in your body. To do this, take a deep inhale through your nose. Seal your lips and constrict the back of your throat and exhale out through your nose. Ujjayi inhale. Ujjayi exhale. Inhale, come up to tabletop. Stack your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back, and send your gaze back towards your toes. Press your palms firmly into your mat to create space in between your shoulders and ears. Pull your ribs in to engage your abs, and microbend your knees to sink your heels down towards your mat. Take your dog for a walk by bending into one knee and bending into the other. Gaze under your shoulders. Lift your heels up, then melt them down onto your mat. Let's meet back in stillness together. Inhale, send your gaze forward. Exhale, ragdoll pose. Step your feet behind your wrist or wider. Bend your knees as much as you need to drape your chest over your thighs. You can grab for opposite elbows and sway side to side. Feel free to widen or narrow your stance. Bend your knees even more to feel the release in your low back. Take everything that has happened before class, everything that will happen after this class, gather them into a little ball at the base of your spine and let them roll off your back onto the ground. Focus just on the here and now. Release your hands to your mat. Toe heel your feet to touch with a small space in between your heels. With a micro bend in your knees, slowly roll all the way up, stacking one spine bone on top of the other. Stand up nice and tall, bring your palms together at heart center for equal standing pose. Close your eyes or take a soft gaze in front of you. Take this pause to set an intention for your practice today. If you don't have a specific goal in mind, I offer you the intention of finding balance within your body. Breathe space into the areas that need length and build strength in the areas that need support. Like the autumn equinox, when day and night are equal, we seek to find equilibrium within ourselves. Inhale your intention. Exhale, let it fill your space. Blink your eyes open and bring your hands down by your sides. Inhale, mountain pose. Lift your arms up towards the sky and breathe. Ground down into all four corners of your feet to create a strong foundation. Pull your belly button towards your spine to engage your core and spin your pinky fingers in to activate your upper back. Relax your shoulder blades down your back to create space in between your shoulders and your ears. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Bring your palms down through heart center, hinge at your hips, and rest your hands down onto your mat. Bend your knees as much as you need to release your lower back. Send your weight forward into your toes. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bring your torso closer to your thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen your spine long, lift your torso halfway, and press your palms into your legs, avoiding your kneecaps. Breathe here. Send your weight forward into your toes to bring your hips over your heels. Keep your gaze down to allow your neck to be a long extension of your spine. Pull your belly button into your spine to engage your core. Draw your shoulder blades together and down to encourage your back to flatten out. Inhale. Exhale, high plank. Plant your hands underneath your shoulders and step your feet back. Create one straight line from your heels all the way through the crown of your head. You also have the option of lowering down onto your knees. Pull your navel into your spine to activate your core. Press your palms firmly into your mat to puff up the space in between your shoulders and engage your upper back. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, low plank. Bend your elbows to 90 degrees. Squeeze your elbows into your sides and widen through your collarbones. You have the option of lowering down onto your knees, or you can also stay in high plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Flip your toes, straighten through your arms, shine your chest forward, and lift your knees and thighs up off of your mat. Breathe here. Again, you have the option of staying in high plank. Otherwise, press your toenails into your mat. Push away from your mat to create space in between your neck and shoulders. Gaze forward to protect your neck. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's flow this out together. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Moving on. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Bend your knees, lift your arms and your chest up towards the sky and breathe. Shift your weight back into your heels. Bring your hips back to allow your knees to shift behind your toes. Gaze down slightly in front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, sink down a little deeper. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and down your back to engage your upper back. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high and breathe. Roll your right hip down to level with your left hip. Flex your back toes down towards your mat and lift your back heel higher to engage your right glute. Inhale, Exhale, low lunge. Step your foot in between your palms. Stack your front knee directly over your ankle. Inhale, warrior 2. Spin your back heel down. Open your arms out to front and back. Breathe. Keep your front knee stacked directly over your ankle. Avoid leaning into your knee past your toes to protect your knee. Align the heel of your front foot to the arch of your back foot. We call this heel to arch alignment. Stack your shoulders directly over your hips and gaze over your front middle finger. Without actually moving your feet, energize them away from each other to engage both of your legs. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Reach forward slightly and rotate your arms to north and south. You have the option of resting your bottom elbow onto your thigh, or if you have a block, you can use it to prop yourself up. Gaze up to encourage length in your spine, or if it feels better in your neck, you can gaze down. Press your front knee out towards your smallest toe to engage your inner thigh. Lift your lower ribs up off of your front thigh to activate your core. Roll your top shoulder back to stack over your bottom shoulder and shine your chest open to the left side of your space. Inhale, reverse warrior. Send your front arm up and your back arm down onto your back thigh or your lower back. Breathe here. Press into the knife edge of your back foot to engage your back leg. Relax your top shoulder and send your gaze up to encourage length in your spine. If it feels better in your neck, you can gaze back at your shoulder. Press your top palm further back to feel the stretch in your right obliques and the compression in your left obliques. Inhale. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do the same on the left side. Inhale, lift your left leg high and breathe. Roll your left hip down to square both of your hips to your mat. Lift your back heel higher to engage your left glute. Inhale. Exhale, low lunge. Step your foot in between your palms and stack your front knee directly over your front ankle. Inhale, warrior 2. Spin your back heel down. Open your arms out to front and back. Breathe here. Pull your belly button in towards your spine to engage your core and soften the curve in your low back. Relax your shoulder blades down your back to create space in between your shoulders and your ears. Spread your hands apart to activate your arms. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Reach forward slightly, rotate your arms to north and south. Take the same arm variation that you did on the other side, here. Press your bottom arm into your front thigh and your front thigh into your arm. Rotate your back hip down to further lengthen out through the top of your obliques. Use your obliques to lift your torso up. Inhale, reverse warrior. Send your front arm up and your back arm down onto your back thigh or your lower back. Breathe. Press into the knife edge of your back foot to engage your back leg. Relax your top shoulder. Send your gaze up to encourage length in your spine or gaze at your back shoulder. Press your top palm further back to feel the stretch in your left obliques and the compression in your right. Inhale. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's flow all of that out. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Great job. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Deep open mouth exhale. Ujjayi inhale. Ujjayi exhale. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, right knee to chest. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Lift your arms and your chest up towards the sky and breathe. Lift your back heel up. Pull your left hip back and your right hip forward to level with each other and square to the front. Pull your belly button in towards your spine to engage your core and soften the curve in your lower back. Spin your pinky fingers in to activate your upper back and relax your shoulder blades down your back to create space in between your shoulders and your ears. Bring your palms together at heart center. Inhale, lengthen your spine forward. Exhale, revolve to crescent lunge to the right. Bring your elbow to the outside of your right thigh. You have the option here to lower down onto your back knee to focus on your twist. Stack your wrists and your elbows right on top of each other to create one straight line from elbow to elbow. Relax your shoulder blades down your back to lengthen your spine and create space in between your neck and shoulders. Gaze up to complete your twist, or if it feels better in your neck, gaze down at your mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Lift your back heel to engage your back leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale, runner's lunge. Plant your palms on the inside of your front foot. Toe heel your front foot out towards the top corner of your mat so that your ankle is in front of your knee. If you want a little bit of a restorative pose, you can lower down onto your back knee with your toes tucked or untucked. you can roll onto the knife edge of your front foot for a deeper stretch. Gaze down with a long neck or rest your head on your hands or on some blocks. Take this time to do another quick body scan and reconnect to your intention. If you are seeking balance with me, what is the current status of that goal? What areas in your body can use a little more space? Take a deep breath and send it into those spots. Inhale, rise back up onto your palms. Exhale, high plank. Zip your legs together and ground down into your left palm as your foundation. Inhale, side plank. Roll your heels left and lift your right palm up towards the sky. Breathe here. Stack your feet on top of each other or stagger them on your mat one in front of the other, whatever feels best for you. Create one straight line from your bottom wrist through your shoulders to your top wrist. For more support, you can bring your bottom knee down onto your mat. You can also bring your top hand onto your hip or lower down onto your forearm if your wrists need a little bit more support. If you want a little more challenge, lift your top leg up and gaze up for a balance challenge. Roll your top shoulder and your top hip back to stack your shoulders and hips on top of each other. Lift your hips up higher to engage your obliques. Inhale, lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, left knee to chest. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Lift your arms and your chest up towards the sky and breathe. Lift your back heel up as if you're wearing high heels. Pull your right hip back and your left hip forward to level them with each other and square them to the front. Pull your belly button in towards your spine to engage your core and soften the curve in your low back. Spin your pinky fingers in to activate your upper back and relax your shoulder blades down to create space between your shoulders and your ears. Bring your palms together at heart center. Inhale, lengthen your spine forward. Exhale, revolved crescent lunge to the left. Bring your elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Option again here to lower down onto your back knee to focus on your twist. Press your palms firmly together to engage your arms. Lift your bottom ribs up off of your front thigh. Press your thumbs closer to your heart. Inhale for length. Exhale for depth. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, runner's lunge. Plant your palms to the inside of your front foot. Toe heel your foot out towards the top corner of your mat so that your ankle is in front of your knee. Take the same option that you did on the previous side on this side. As we seek equilibrium in our body, we must not neglect equilibrium of the mind. Focus on the present moment. Focus on what's happening within the four corners of your mat. What needs to be let go in order to achieve that focus? What can you use as an anchor for your mind to support your focus on your practice? Inhale, rise back up onto your palms. Exhale, high plank. Zip your legs together and ground down into your right palm as your foundation. Inhale, side plank. Roll your heels right and lift your left palm up towards the sky and breathe. Take the same arm and leg position as you did on the other side. Microbend your bottom elbow to protect your joint. Press firmly into your hand to widen your collarbones and create space between your shoulders and ears. Spread all of your fingers out wide. Inhale, lift up through your obliques. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold and take a seat. Great job for sticking it out this far. Towel off, take a drink if you need it. We've reached the peak pose of our class today, which is crow pose, and I'm going to demonstrate it here for you. I like to start off in a crouch. Plant your palms directly underneath your shoulders. Bend your elbows to use your triceps as a shelf. Squeeze your elbows in towards your ribs. Gaze out in front. That will help prevent you from tumbling over. Now lean forward and place your knees onto your triceps. This is crow pose right here. You have the option of playing around with your weight. You can lift one leg, you can lift the other, and then maybe you can lift both of your legs. Play around with the position of your knees along your triceps. You can place them closer to your underarms, or maybe it feels better with your knees stacked over your elbows. Every body is different, so just play around with what works best for you. You can also try starting off by standing on a block for extra height. If you're afraid of falling over, you can also place a block or a pillow underneath your face for support. That way, if you do happen to fall over, which actually doesn't happen all that much, you'll land on something soft. You also have the option of taking flying frog. Now some people, this is a little bit easier for them to do. You do this by bringing your knees to the outside of your upper arms and squeezing in. You have the option of just playing around with any other poses. Or you can also just take child's pose if you would rather have a restorative moment. Crow pose is an example of a type of pose called an arm balance, for obvious reasons. It requires finding the sweet spot in the distribution of all of your weight over your arms. Everyone's body is unique. Our weight is distributed differently from everyone else's. And the beauty of this pose is finding your unique equilibrium in order to fly. Part of that beauty is the joy in exploring and playing with your shape, so have fun with it. It doesn't have to happen today. You can play with it next time, and eventually you might be able to fly. When you're done playing, meet back together in child's pose. Let's reconnect to our breath here. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Deep cleansing exhale. Ujjayi inhale. Ujjayi exhale. Inhale, rise up to tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, eagle pose on the right. Wrap your right arm under your left and bring your palms to touch. You can also grab for opposite shoulders. Lift your right leg over your left and wrap your foot behind your calf. For more support, you can leave your big toe onto your mat to use it as a kickstand. Spread all the toes of your standing foot for stability. Sink down low into your chair. Pull your right hip back to square both of your hips to the front of your space. Lean your chest back as if there's a wall behind you. Lift your elbows up to shoulder height. Hold for 3. Chair pose in 2. 1. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Ground down into your right foot as your foundation. Inhale, one-legged mountain pose. Lift your left knee up in line with your hips. Lift your arms up towards the sky and breathe. Flex your lifted foot up to engage your leg. Widen out through your collarbones. Relax your shoulder blades down your back to create space between your shoulders and ears. Inhale. Exhale, crescent lunge. Step your foot back onto your mat. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips or spread them out to a T. Point your toes towards the left side of your space. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Hinge down at your hips with a flat back and rest your hands onto your mat. You have a few options here. You can leave your fingers down onto your mat, You can grab your ankles or your calves. You can also grab for opposite elbows and sway side to side. You can also play with some inversions if that's what you like to do here. Bend your knees as much as you need to release your lower back. Let this be a stretch for your spine rather than your hamstrings. Send your weight forward into your toes and lift your tailbone up towards the sky. Walk your hands to the front of your space, spin your toes forward, and bend into your front knee for low lunge. Ground down into your front foot as your foundation. Inhale, chair pose. Bring your back foot forward to meet the other. Lift your arms and chest up towards the sky. Exhale, eagle pose on the left. Wrap your left arm under your right and bring your palms to touch. Again, you can also grab for opposite shoulders. Lift your left leg over your right and wrap your foot behind your calf. Take the kickstand here if you did on the other side. Pull your left hip back to square both of your hips to the front of your space. Be the shortest person from the waist down and the tallest person from the waist up. Squeeze everything into the midline. Press your forearms away from your face to open up through your upper back and shoulders. Hold for 3. Chair pose in 2. 1. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Ground down into your left foot as your foundation. Inhale, one-legged mountain pose. Lift your right knee up in line with your hips. Lift your arms up towards the sky and breathe. Pull your belly button in towards your spine to engage your core. Spin your pinky fingers in to activate your upper back. Lengthen your spine up through the crown of your head. Inhale. Exhale, crescent lunge. Land your back foot softly down onto your mat. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, interlace your hands behind your back for chest expansion grip. Point your toes towards the right side of your space. Inhale, lengthen your spine, go nice and tall. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Hinge down at your hips with a flat back until your torso is folded over your legs. You have the option of releasing your hands down onto your mat if it's a little bit too intense on your shoulders. Otherwise, press your hands further over your head to open your shoulders and your upper back. How does this forward fold feel compared to the ragdoll pose at the beginning of class? Take a deep breath of gratitude for yourself, for the space you've already created, and exhale to allow your torso to sink just a little bit deeper. Walk your hands to the front of your space. Spin your toes forward and bend into your front knee for a low lunge. Ground down into your front foot as your foundation. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, dancers on the right. Bend your right arm out by your side, palm face up. Bend your right leg back behind you. And reach your arm back to grab for the inside arch of your foot. Squeeze your knees together. This is dancer's pose right here. You're welcome to stay and play around with your bounce. If you'd like to challenge yourself a little bit further, inhale, lengthen your spine, grow nice and tall. Exhale, press your back foot into your hand and lift everything up. Hinge your hips forward, but keep your chest lifted. Create a teardrop shape with your spine. You also have the option here to move into King Dancer variation if it's in your practice. Micro-bend your standing leg to protect your knee. Pull your right hip forward to square with your other hip. Gaze slightly down in front of your mat. Hold for 3. Equal standing pose in 2. 1. Equal standing pose. Stay here for a couple rounds of breath. Dancer is our first big back bend, our first big heart opener of class, so it's important to take a little bit of time to catch our breath here. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, dancers on the left. Bend your left arm out by your side, palm face up. Bend your left leg back behind you. and reach your arm back to grab for the inside arch of your foot. Squeeze your knees together. Take the same variation on this side as you did on the other. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, lift. Ground down into every toe of your standing foot for stability. Pull your left hip forward to square with your other hip. Widen out through your collarbones. If you fall out of this pose, it's alright. Just get your bearings and try again. Hold for 3. Equal standing pose in 2. 1. Equal standing pose. Stay here again for another 2 rounds of breath. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, pigeon on the right. Bring your knee behind your right wrist and your ankle behind your left wrist. Lower your back knee down onto your mat, extending your leg long behind you. You can leave your toes tucked if it feels better, or you can untuck your back toes. Bring your front foot closer to your hip if it's a little bit tight. You can also take supine figure 4. Flex your front toes towards the top of your mat. Roll your left hip down until both of your hips are square to your mat. Take proud pigeon by shifting your palms back close to your hips. Press them firmly into your mat to widen through your collarbones and shine your chest open. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, sleeping pigeon. Lower down onto your forearms. Fold your torso over your front leg. You can rest your head on your mat, on your arms, or on your block if you have it. Gaze softly to the right to slightly rotate your spine and encourage your left hip to roll further down and deepen the stretch in your hip flexor. Our hips often hold a lot of tension that builds up throughout our day, so it's often a little difficult for students to find release. Take a moment to contemplate what you could be holding onto that no longer serves you. Awareness is the first step in making progress. Rise back up onto your palms if you're not already there. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, half pigeon on the left. Bring your knee behind your left wrist, your ankle behind your right wrist. Lower your back knee down onto your mat and extend it long behind you. Again, tuck or untuck your back toes. If your hip is a little bit tighter on the side, you can bring your front foot closer to your hip, or take supine figure 4. Flex your front toes towards the top of your mat. Roll your right hip down until both hips are square to your mat. Take proud pigeon by shifting your palms back close to your hips and pressing them firmly into your mat to widen through your collarbones and create space between your shoulders. Inhale, shine your chest open, lengthen your spine. Exhale, sleeping pigeon. Lower down onto your forearms and fold your torso over your front leg. You can gaze to the left to encourage your right hip to roll further down. Our mind and body are connected. To find physical balance, it is often helpful to find balance in the mind. Turn your attention back to those things that are diverting your focus from your practice. Whether they are anxieties or stresses of your to-do list, or excitement for upcoming events, take a deep breath to acknowledge them, then exhale them out of your mind and let them fade into the distance. Rise back up onto your palms if you're not already there. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward to a high plank. Exhale, lower slowly down onto your belly. Leave your palms underneath your shoulders and zip your legs together. Inhale, Cobra Pose. Use your back muscles to lift your chest up off of your mat and breathe. Have little to no weight in your hands. Squeeze your inner thighs together to engage your legs. Press your toenails firmly into your mat to get more leverage to lift your chest up. Gaze down and out to protect your neck. Inhale, lift 1 inch higher. Exhale, release. Send your gaze towards the right side of your space. Bring your chin back to center. Bend your knees and reach for the inside arches of your feet or your ankles or your shins, whatever you can reach on your legs. Inhale, bow pose. Lift your chest and your legs up off of your mat and breathe. You have the option here to take Cobra Pose if this is too much pressure on your spine. Otherwise, lift your heels higher to activate your legs, your glutes, and your low back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together to spread your collarbones wide and shine your chest open. Press your feet firmly into your hands to help lift your chest up higher. Lengthen out through the back of your neck. Inhale, lift 1 inch higher. You also have the option to bend your knees and windshield wipe your legs from side to side to release pressure from your lower back. Bring your chin back to center. Push up to standing on your knees and sit back onto your heels. Roll onto one hip, then lengthen your legs out long and flex your toes towards your face. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky and lengthen your spine, grow nice and tall. Exhale, seated forward fold. Fold your torso over your legs and reach for your toes, your ankles, your shins, or your thighs, whatever you can reach. Flex your toes up towards your face. Bend your knees as much as you need for chest to thigh connection. Draw your shoulders down and back. Lengthen out through the back of your neck. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold further down towards your shins. Inhale, rise up, lengthen your arms forward. Exhale, slowly roll down onto your mat, starting with your low back, your mid back, and then your upper back. Bring your knees into your chest and grab your feet, your ankles, behind your thighs for happy baby. Flex your toes towards your face. Press your hips and your lower back and your shoulders firmly down into your mat. Bend your elbows out and pull your knees closer towards your mat. You have the option here to rock from side to side. You can lengthen one leg, lengthen the other, or you can lengthen both of your legs if that feels good. Bring your knees into your chest. Send your left leg long down onto your mat. Inhale, squeeze your right knee towards your shoulder, avoiding your ribcage. Exhale, supine twist to the left. Guide your knee across your body towards the left side of your mat. T or cactus out your arms and send your gaze to the right. Allow your right leg to fall wherever it wants. Stack your hips on top of each other. Breathe into the spinal twist. Allow gravity to do the work. You have the option of placing a block or a towel under your knee or your foot for more support. You can also take an easy twist by bending both of your knees and stacking them together on the left side of your mat. As we near the end of class, we balance out all the energy and physical activity that we experienced at the beginning with stillness and introspection here. There is no more need for effort. Let gravity do the work. Bring your knees into your chest. Send your right leg long down onto your mat. Inhale, squeeze your left knee towards your shoulder, avoiding your ribcage. Exhale, supine twist to the right. Guide your knee across your body towards the right side of your mat. T or cactus out your arms and send your gaze to the left. Allow your left leg to fall wherever it wants. Stack your hips on top of each other. Again, you can place some support underneath your knee or your foot, or you can take easy twist. Our days are often filled with activity and energy and noise. We often don't give ourselves time to simply sit in stillness and silence. Embrace them in this moment here. Bring your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Pull your forehead forward towards your knees and squeeze into a tight yogi ball. tighten every single muscle in your body. Scrunch up your face, clench your teeth, squeeze your eyes shut. Inhale, take one last squeeze. Exhale, final rest. Let everything go. Lengthen your arms and legs out long. Close your eyes. Relax your entire body. Return to your natural breathing. Lay in any way that is comfortable to allow full surrender. You can stay here for as long as you like, but if you're ready to take on the rest of your day or your evening, inhale to begin awakening your body. Open mouth, exhale. Rock your head from side to side. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Roll out your wrists and your ankles. Take a nice long body stretch by reaching your arms overhead. Roll onto your right side, using your bottom arm as a pillow. In whatever way suits you best, rise up to an easy seat. Keep your eyes closed or take a soft gaze in front of you. Bring your palms together at heart center. As you move on with the rest of your day or night, bring the experience of the autumn equinox in your practice today with you off of your mat. Seek balance by giving more effort when it is needed and by giving yourself space when there is too much activity. Hover your thumbs in front of your third eye center, the space between your eyebrows, your seat of intuition. The light within each of us can be the guide through the darkness. The light within me sees and acknowledges the light within you. We are all connected. We are one. Inhale together. Exhale, bow forward. Namaste.